Hey guys, I just wanted to make a short video today about these 30mm oil pumps for your vintage Volkswagen Bug. This is a Shadek 30mm pump. You see there it says 30 HD Super. Here's one of the gears. I just took this out of my Bug. Initially I had a stock oil pump in my Bug, and I had, a minor oil leak. I took out the oil pump, put a new gasket in. Had this laying around. I had never used it. Came with some other, cars, some parts I had it in. So I decided to throw it in there. And I'm telling you, do not use these pumps. The first time I put it in, it seemed okay. But I was making way too much oil pressure. I was making, at the time I didn't have an oil pressure gauge in, and I didn't know, but it was blowing right past the gasket on the oil filter. So I put this back in. I put this gray Permatex, and it stopped leaking, but I noticed it was making 80 psi on startup of oil pressure idling. And then it would warm up and it'd go down to about 60 psi. But I'd rev the engine to about 3500 RPM and it would spike to 165 psi. And this is a common issue with these pumps. I did a little bit of research, and there's a guy that's got a really good chart out there. He shows the different oil pressures on the stock pump versus the 30mm pump at different temperatures, and I came to the conclusion that I just needed to take this out of there. People blow oil coolers, blow holes in them. Me, it was blown past this gasket. Some people it blows past their filter. But it just makes way too much oil pressure. This is something that you use as a band-aid on a motor if it has really bad oil pressure. You do not want to put this on a new rebuilt engine, which is what I have. So don't use these. Might as well use your stock pump. It makes plenty of oil flow. The only time I would use these on a rebuilt engine is if you had your oil pressure relief drilled out. I think the stock is 5mm. And a lot of these companies that they'll build you a 23 whatever 2 liter or bigger, they'll put a 30mm pump, but they'll drill the case out to handle the more pressure. And if you don't drill out your case with a bigger oil pressure relief, then you're gonna get screwed with 165 psi. That wasn't even the max. That was just the max my gauge would go to. It was bouncing off the back end of 165. It was probably higher. So don't waste your time. Use a stock oil pump. Plenty of cooling. I just wanted to share that with you, That way you don't dick around putting this oil pump in a bunch of times, leaking oil all over your driveway, messing it up. It came stock. The Germans, they know their shit, so don't fuck with it. There you go. Peace out.